think with the first company, it was slightly different than with the second. With the first company, we grew internationally alongside Microsoft. That was then our biggest client, and they wanted to expand. So the good thing was that we already had business when we moved to those countries. I think what we did was always work with local people. And I think you have to. You can't assume that things are the same. And coming from Europe, I think that's something we realized fairly quickly, because we have all these countries around us, and we know that each of them are really different. So it's not like, oh, we expand in Europe, and it's like expanding in the country. So we had that realization. I think with the second company, it was different because then we didn't grow with clients, but as part of our strategy. And that's where we made also some big mistakes trying to move to too many countries at the same time. And any startup knows that money is always a constraint, and it's time. And when you start in too many countries, you have to put money in each country, and you can't be everywhere at the same time. So looking back, we didn't perform really well in any of those countries. Well, if we would have done them one by one, we could have had much more focus, first do one country really well, and then move to the next. But we felt like, oh, we need to move fast, otherwise the competitor is first. And we really had this feeling that we needed to be the first mover. Then to find out that being the first mover also has a lot of disadvantages, because you're educating the market. In our case, what we were doing was like really new. So we had to put a lot of effort in educating the market, and then everybody was working with us. But then a new company came in, and that was shiny and new. And of course, they also knew the things that might not be perfect on our end, but nothing is perfect, but it's like a new relationship. And so we also lost clients because of that. They came back after a while, but that was pretty tough. And at the end of the day, we did succeed, but we learned some very hard lessons there. But no matter where we were going, it was always super important for us to work with local people. And what I would advise everybody that goes international, to work in the country where you're opening an office at least like 3 months. Because you can then work with that person, really make sure that the culture is similar to what it's like at the head office, but also to experience what it's like to not be in head office and not be at a coffee bar where you can easily speak to other people and hear the most important things. All these things you don't hear when you're not at the head office. And I think knowing that will really make you a better leader leading a global company.